Welcome to
Penguin
Worldwide Podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Penguin Wide World Reviews. Today, we saw Novocaine. I'm Chris.
And I'm Daniel.
All right, let's get into it. We saw Novocaine. Let's just quickly give us a little recap of what that film was about, Daniel.
All right. Well, to basically sum it up, it has a everyday guy named Nate who has this medical condition where he is like this. Basically, he can't feel pain. He has an inability to feel any type of pain or anything at all. So he kind of lives his life very cautiously. He doesn't get out much. He doesn't interact with a lot of people because it's kind of said like if he can't even eat, doesn't want to eat even solid foods because if he does, he can like bite his tongue and bleed out to death. So, you can tell just by how he feels in that way that, yeah, he's not doing too much. So he's real isolated to himself. And then he meets a girl and kind of meeting her, and he develops feelings for her, and it allows him to, he gets real happy. His life was depressing before that, but then after meeting her, he's excited, he's happy, he's living his life, and and then the bank that they work at gets robbed, and she becomes a hostage, and now he is trying to rescue her. So, and then that's the premise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so the film just takes place with him going after her, trying to save her, battling through some bank robbers, and it's pretty gory. It's a pretty blood-filled film. It's funny, and there's some action in it. And so what did you think just overall? Like, what did you take away from this movie?
Because going in, I had zero information on this movie. Zero. Like, I didn't know. I was thinking, just by the name of this movie, you'd think it's like oh, it's kind of like a drug type of movie. So he's like, I thought that was going to be kind of more of like a psychological thing. Like, he does drugs or something and it affects him and stuff. But no, it ended up being like this, almost like a superhero movie. And that's kind of like where the name of the movie comes from. He has a nickname from his bullies, called him Novocaine. And so it there's a lot of fight scenes, and it's like really done really well. I think the action in this movie is really, really good. It almost is better than a lot of modern hero movies and stuff too. So it was really cool, real creative. They took a lot of they had a lot of good ideas for having this guy that who's never been in fights before or anything like that, making use of his inability to feel pain, and so he's sacrificing his body the whole time into gaining an advantage or something. And it was great.
Yeah, it's pretty good. They did balance the action, the comedy, the romantic story. They balanced it all really well. I think it came out as an enjoyable film for sure. Let's see, what's his name? Jack Quaid. He's the main actor. He's a lead actor. I recognized him from The Boys. He plays Huey. He's good in that. He's good in this. He did a really good job. Mm-hmm. And let's see.
That makes a lot of sense from The Boys that he's doing. Yeah, that's good casting.
Kind of felt like a lot like that. But and then the romantic interest. Her name is Amber Midthunder. Isn't that a dope name?
That is a dope name. Midthunder.
Yeah, she was famous for the movie Prey. You saw that one, the Predator movie. She's pretty dope in that. So yeah, she did a good job in this one too. And then Jacob Batalon. Yeah, he's in Spider-Man.
Yeah, known as Ned from Spider-Man. Yeah,
he's really good in that. He's pretty funny. And
he plays the same role, kind of.
Yeah, it's basically the same thing.
And yeah, he does a good job. He has like that good little charismatic, just kind of dopey kind of nerdy kid.
He does that role really well. Like,
yeah,
you want to like him, and he's kind of like, I don't know, just he's good. He's really good, good actor. It's really good. All right, do you want to start getting into a little spoiler territory of this movie, or what are you feeling?
Let's see. Well, what could
maybe we don't just straight up and spoil it. Let's just go ahead and say talk about some things that you liked, maybe.
My favorite things are probably like the choreography in the movie because all the fight, like I said, the fight scenes worked really well. They're creative with his method of fighting and everything. It's almost like he's not even fighting really. He's just swinging around and
yeah, getting hit by like everything. And
yeah, he's getting beat up and he's getting punched. You know, he's getting knocked around the whole time, but because he can't feel it, he'll get back up. And it's good when the people he's fighting don't really know that, so they don't expect him to like get back up and come back at him. So yeah, it's done really well. I always like every fight scene was pretty good. Without like describing, I think the one in the tattoo parlor shop was my favorite.
Yeah, that was a good fight. Like that was his comedy and action for sure. My favorites, I guess, part would be when he's being tortured. It's a little bit of
that was
just a plot point that happens. He's tied down to a chair and we're gonna get some revenge on him, but it didn't really go as planned.
Yeah,
but it was good. It was a good little segment there.
Mm-hmm.
I like that part. Is there anything that didn't work for you in this movie? Is there anything that you thought missed the mark?
The thing that kind of missed it for me is kind of throughout the beginning with his love interest, because they basically just went on half a date and then made love, and then I mean, I guess like it did change his life, but I feel like it would have taken a little more connecting for that.
Well, see, I thought their connection came before that part. It was when they went to go have lunch, and she got him to try the cherry pie for the first time. He, that's when he started going out of his comfort zone because he's afraid to eat solid foods because he's afraid to bite his tongue off. And she kind of just said, "No, do it," and he's all like, oh, "All right." And she's like, "See, I'll be here. Like, you'll be okay." And he's like, "Okay." So that's when he started coming out of his little shell, and I think that was the turning point for him. I think he knew it. Well, he knew it before. He was attracted to her. But I think like there's something different about her, and I don't know. I thought it worked. I think it worked. Their romance, it just happened quickly. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's like scene after scene, and then the bank robbery, but. I mean, yeah, like I said, it made sense. It just like it seemed like it went a little too quick, but they didn't want to waste any time. So
without spoiling it, there's a little twist in there. Did it get you at all, or did you kind of see it coming? Because I kind of felt something was coming down that way with the girl.
You felt something towards that, yeah. Yeah, because you feel like the way they were handling the whole thing that they would have just killed her right away. Yeah. But no, they kept her around, so I was kind of like, okay.
It was a little fishy.
I didn't think the whole movie would revolve around this one heist, so it kind of. I guess I kind of caught on to it a little bit, but it was still a pretty good twist.
And then you have to see how the characters react to that information. So, that was pretty good.
Anything that didn't work for you though?
Anything that didn't work for me? Let me think. I guess his interactions with the police didn't really like do too much for me. Like, because in the whole time he's trying to go after the girl, but the police are kind of like, kind of in the background, and they're just like, he's like, "I'm gonna go after her," but they're like, "No, don't." And they thought he was involved with it at one point, but I don't know. I just thought if the police didn't get involved, it might be a little bit cleaner of a movie where he just going for the revenge and trying to save her. And because he wasn't even trying to get revenge, he's just trying to save her the whole time.
Yeah.
So I think maybe the police storyline kind of slowed it down a little bit, but it didn't get in the way too much.
Yeah.
After that, all that being said, I think it. Because you have to kind of explain like where the police at this point.
Yeah, especially when they're doing that.
Doing a bank robbery.
It's.
Yes, I guess if you have to have them in there at all, they're out.
Keep them there as little as possible.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think there's like a false ending in there where you think it's over, but it starts up again. It's like okay. So that might I don't know. Sometimes that. It feels like, all right, just end it already. But this time it was done fine. So, yeah.
All right.
What would you? What do you want to give this one?
Let's
What do you
see.
want to rate this thing?
I hadn't even thought of that yet. I'm probably giving this movie a good, probably like a good 8.5 ish. I think. Yeah, I don't. The movie felt like it did go a little long, but it kept me entertained the whole time. Kept me engaged the whole time. Yeah, I don't think it was ever. I didn't feel like it gets stretched out too much. So, yeah, no, I think I enjoyed it. It was good. I laughed. Good action. Good. Story was good. The cast was really good as well. So it was pretty top notch. I also wasn't expecting it to be like this type of movie or as good as it was. So I was pretty pleasantly surprised overall. And yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was holding this under the table right here. That's 8 points for this movie.
8 points.
And only because I think that's about as high as this one can get, because it's not like an amazing movie, but it's good for what it is, and it does its job, but it doesn't cross the line and over into like masterpiece type movies. So it's going as high as it can. I liked it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And then like there's not a lot of movies out right now to choose from, so it actually surprised me really well. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, this is a solid movie. I was worried going in like, all right, let's go. We got to see something.
Yeah.
Let's drag ourselves into this one. Then it turned out to be pretty good.
Yeah.
Gave it higher rating than Captain America. And I think it's the highest rated so far.
Yes.
So good job, Novocaine.
Indeed. And I think I do think it is better than a lot of superhero movies too, like actually, which is I think it's pretty telling.
Mm-hmm. I guess the only other thing I could think of is that like the effects may not hurt him, but they are like gonna last forever.
Yeah.
So he does have to live with the fact that he got stabbed through the
Broken
arm,
bones.
yes,
And,
like
yeah.
that, all that fried hand.
Yeah.
All these things, like they're gonna actually be like there, even though he can't feel them. So yeah. Just thinking about that, like, oh, that's still gonna be her. Like at one point, he was threatened, like, to get his eye stabbed, and like, oh yeah, that would be a lasting thing, even though he wouldn't feel the pain.
Yeah.
He would be blind.
He didn't even want that to happen. So, yeah.
So yeah, just that kind of like thinking about that sometimes was a little distracting, but oh yeah, but it's a really good movie. I liked it a lot. I would recommend it. Would you recommend it?
Oh yeah, I highly recommend it, especially like.
Yeah, especially if you're like wondering what to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Give it a view. Like,
yeah, consider we like just accidentally saw like this movie. Like, yeah, go ahead and go see it. There's nothing wrong. It'll be worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Highly recommend.
Yeah, for sure. Get out there and enjoy that movie.
But just don't take our word for it. Let's go ahead and see what here I'll go and pull up what Rotten Tomatoes gave this movie.
Yeah, what's that getting right now?
So, what do you think it gave it?
Is it the popcorn meter? Or
this is going to be the tomato meter. So
tomato?
The critic.
Critics. I could see them not liking it, being a little rough on it. So I'm gonna say somewhere like 6.5. Oh wait, is it 100? It's 100, right?
Yeah, it's out of 100.
65.
65.
Yeah.
All right. And what do you think about the popcorn meter? The
I think
general
that's higher.
audience?
Yeah, I would say higher. I'd say 80.
80.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, tomato meter, the tomato critics collectively gave it an 82%.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it is a super fresh movie. They definitely liked it.
Good.
Yeah.
Proud of
And
that movie.
the general audience, the popcorn meter, came out with an 87% positive
That's
review.
so cool. That's
so
awesome.
yeah, this movie
job.
doing good, doing numbers.
All right. How about IMDb? I looked that one up. It has a up to 10, but with the points and all that. So
Out of 10?
Yeah. What are you
Okay.
thinking?
Let's see. I mean, if it's pretty universally liked, I'll probably give it like an 8. Maybe like 8.3 maybe out of 10 from the IMDb.
You'll be disappointed.
Oh.
This one's getting lower. It's 6.9.
Oh, okay. Dang.
Yeah, like quite a bit lower, but I would side
Interesting.
with the Rotten Tomatoes score on
Yeah.
this one. It was way more enjoyable than that.
I guess IMDb kind of had your mindset like they might not finding something to not like about it. I guess
Yeah, I
that
guess
like
if you want
digging into
it,
their reviews, but
yeah, it's a little disappointing that it's so low. But oh man, and then the user review, was that the number of them? Never mind.
they don't got like an audience one for that one.
A Metascore of 60.
Mm.
Don't really know what that means. How they get that? I think that's between the user review and the critic review.
Right.
But yeah, I liked it and I would recommend it for sure.
Oh yeah.
All right. Anything
Cool.
else to add? Any other thoughts about this movie?
Let's see if we're gonna talk. Let's see what was your favorite action scene?
I guess the fight at the end, like the kill there, was pretty good. Not gonna give it away, I guess, because I would say go see this film and
Okay.
I don't want to spoil it, but just know that the last one coming up is actually pretty, pretty gory and pretty clever, I guess. What about you? Action scene or kill or anything? Like
I did mention that the tattoo like shop fight was probably my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think one of my favorite like action sequences, because I'll just dip into a little bit, where he sticks his hand into like this air fryer or this fryer for French fry fryer thing to get a weapon that fell in there and use it. And I'm like that, and that's where I was like, okay, this is where this movie's gonna go. Yeah, I like that one a lot because he's gonna make use of his ability. I'll say it. So yeah, that was like, I like that as like a set off for how the rest of the movie is gonna go. Because then once you see that, you're like, oh, okay, this is about to be, it's about to get crazy. So yeah,
it's a good scene. Yeah.
And the antagonist of this movie,
Oh yeah.
he was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I was kind of waiting for him to also have the same type of thing as him. Maybe he did, but it wasn't like outright explained. So,
yeah, they could have used a reason for him to be so
tanky. He's absorbing a lot of damage himself. So,
like, even if he was just on drugs or something, something, a good reason.
This guy was taking a lot of himself too. So
yeah, for sure. Yeah, and then his performance was a little lackluster. If you had to like nitpick, I would think.
Oh, he's a little too comedically over the top. Yeah, I kind of thought so too.
Like bring it back a little bit, but yeah, I guess for what it's it's fine. It's fine.
It made it clash with the main character. I feel like they did that. Like even though it's like over the top and everything, I feel like it made it clash because he's more kind of calm about everything. So yeah, it kind of was good clashing with that.
Do you see this movie becoming a franchise or like at least another?
That's what I was trying to think after like near the end of it and like watching the credits. I'm like, can they like make this as like a series? Can they make a second one even? And I don't know. Like I feel like it's good as a standalone, and they can if they want to. But I feel like it's hard to like kind of continue going on from just like how they laid out this story. But I wouldn't mind like a future thing, because I feel like all the characters can do another movie just with their in character stories and personalities and all that. I feel like it could successfully do it. So yeah, I mean, that'd be cool to see. I would probably be interested. If anything, I wouldn't
ask them to do it, but if they did it, I might go check it out.
That's kind of I was thinking. Yeah,
I would trust them to do another one, I guess. But yeah, I'm not asking them to. Yeah, it is good standalone, and like, oh man, what would you have to do to like some of the characters in this movie that like to bring them back into this kind of action?
Yeah, right.
You need to hurt someone in this in his friend group, which would suck.
And I feel like this group can also do something as like a team, like, you know, kind of like they could like work together. So I don't know. It'd be cool to see them do something like that, like work together or something. But yeah, I don't know. They'd have to like change up the story a lot
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Again, I also wouldn't ask them to do it, but hey, if you go for it, I'll watch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Got my attention.
That's about the biggest ringing endorsement you can give.
Yeah.
Like, have the interest there. Hey, if you want to do it, we're there for you.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, that was Novocaine.
Novocaine.
All right. I was Chris.
And I was Daniel.
Wow.